It ain't over till the fat lady sings. And just like that, we're back. Back at it.
Yeah,
Rally
baby.
time, Craig. Rally
Oh,
time.
rally caps, rally caps.
So
Yeah,
it's fourth quarter. We're in the midst of it. We took a little
we are.
breather for some reasons, and we're back. It ain't over, right? It ain't over till it's over. And what I can tell you right now, here in the market, what's going on, take a deep breath because people are not making fast decisions. Not everybody's saying yes this year. Not everybody's saying it right away. Things are a little bit different. Heard it from multiple advisors. So, goal of today's call is to let you know it ain't just you. You're not crazy. It's just taking a little bit more time. What do you say, Craig?
Yeah, man. You can't take this stuff personally, right? It's hard to fix stupid. So you guys just, you got to take your lumps. You got to think bigger, guys. Do not let this, delay is not denial. And so you can't let decisions that didn't go your way get in your way for next year, right? So wrap up everything you can this year, push it, force it, make it happen, make people make a decision. Don't be passive. It's November 9th. Yeah, you don't have time to be passive now. So ask them to make a decision and understand what the consequences are of doing another year of no change. And, they're going to do what they're going to do. So be it. But if you're listening to this, you can't see the hat I'm wearing, but you should. And so you got to think bigger, whether it doesn't matter what size, your business is. If you just need to think of a higher 6-figure book of business, 7-figure, 8-figure, whatever that number is for you, you've got to stay focused on the game plan to make that happen. All right. And so right now is a bump in the road. What do you say, John?
Yeah. Well, talking about bigger accounts, it usually takes 5 to 7 decision makers in employers to make a decision that are 100 to 500. So if you're working on a bigger group, don't be surprised if it takes forever because the average is, 7 people is the average. But again, the fortune is in the follow-up here. That's most important. So quick story, and it's like, look, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. You got to be like a dog scratching away. I told my team today, get scrappy. You got to get scrappy right now and start scratching away at these. It's like this. When I go out, I'll go out for a cigar sometimes, and I have no intentions on bringing my dog. And my dog knows from the minute that I do something that I'm leaving. Okay. And what does she do? She starts to jump on me and scratch me, right? Starts to yell, scream. And then, just over and over. And then I forget something. Then I go over here. And I had no intentions of bringing her. And I get to the point where I'm at the door and I feel so much guilt and she won't let up that I just give in and I bring her. And I'm outside like, holy shit. I had no intentions on bringing you. And I'm looking at her at the cigar lounge like, you little bastard, you got yourself here. And it reminds me of, especially in the beginning as a broker, when you're more desperate and you need the sale. There's no not getting the sale. You need the sale or you're not paying bills, or you're not growing, right? And so it reminds me of that time and this time in the fourth quarter where it's all out scrappiness and you've got to follow up. Look, they're talking to other people. I tell my team, we're in a market where people like to go to sometimes at times multiple markets, right? And so even if we're on a spreadsheet and I look as good as the other person, I still need to fight to beat out the other person, especially if you're an advisor and you're competing at the same number against a name brand brokerage or somebody that's better than you. The best guy doesn't always win. Who's going to work the hardest? Who's going to fight until the end? And, that resiliency, especially if you're working with a business owner, is going to stand out and they will choose you over them because you won't give up. I mean, that's the reality. I can't tell you, counts where that happened to me in the beginning, whether it be the retail side or wholesale side, but in the retail side specifically, Craig, I started out in an enrollment meeting and the owner said, I want to stop and thank John today because he was such a good salesman because he did not give up and he continued to follow up with me until I said yes. And now because of that, you have this phenomenal health plan that I did not know about. That's how we started the meeting. So it gave an example of Where it was a no, he didn't know about the plan. He wasn't really going to change. And I was just relentless in the follow up. So, what you really need to look at is, let's say you've got X amount of opportunities. You really need to focus on the ones that you think are the hottest or have the easiest chance to close, right? Not
Hey,
to say you give up on any.
let's talk about the follow up too, right? Right. Most follow up is weak, right? That doesn't mean you get to send an email that says, I'm just following up. Oh, please. Why you might as well just throw up. Look, there's a lot of different things you can do. Why don't you have a text ready to go? It's on your phone. And by the time you walk out of the car, because a lot of you guys are doing a lot of face to face meetings and gals, you guys are doing face to face meetings. Have a text ready to go that tells them how you are excited you are, and maybe add a little something that you learned in the meeting, and send them a text before you drive home. Send them a text for the follow up, because you better be asking for their cell phone numbers. Send them a selfie video. Make a freaking video and say, gosh, I had no idea, right? I've got all, I work with nonprofits and I had no idea, you have such a unique story, yada, yada, yada. Make a freaking video, something to differentiate yourself, to stand out, to say, my God, if you were my client, right, this is the kind of stuff you could expect from me. And instead, most of you go back, and if you follow up at all, it's weak. It's just an email that sounds like everybody else. Send them a handwritten note. Something.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
have to differentiate.
anything to get on their mind and to be
Yep.
different.
They got
I
to
mean, it's
remember you.
interesting traveling out of the country now in other countries, and you see businesses use WhatsApp, right? For business now. So
Really?
it's so direct and right to the point, so you don't miss people. So on their site, on the bottom right, instead of a chat bot, it's a WhatsApp, and boom, they literally hire people full time to monitor the WhatsApp chat, because maybe people aren't messaging the bots. It's becoming harder and harder to develop leads and things like that. But the reality is they now have your phone number and direct connection to you, and they can follow up on you. So companies that I've messaged or looked for, it's interesting. You're now having a conversation directly. It's new to me, but you know what? What the reality is I like it, because I don't have to do it through email or online. And so if you can do it that way, that's another way to do it. Like Craig said, if the other
Yeah.
guy's not texting and you have his cell and he responds, then there's no reason not to. You don't want to get crazy, but you get the point. They say it takes, after the meeting, it takes 5 calls typically on average to make a sale. So let's think about that. That's not the first meeting. That's going to be the presentation meeting. If you haven't called them 5 times, I don't know what the number is, whether if you spoke to them or it's 5 actual calls, but the reality is it's like my dog. Think about my dog in the back of your head, is you just keep scratching until they give up. And me walking out the door is what? That's the renewal date. Okay. So you still got time. The reality is, what's today's date? October 12th? Something like that. Where are we, Craig?
It's
The
November 9th,
reality is
brother.
9th. So we have even more time. Yes, renewals came out early, but people haven't made their decision. In fourth quarter, they typically want to make it before Thanksgiving. So you still got some time. And reading the book Million Dollar Consultant by Alan Weiss always said, go last. He said, I had a meeting against XYZ Corp. And the reason I won that meeting was simple. I went second. That was it. That was the only reason I was the last impression in their mind before they made the decision. They went with me because we had the same thing going. So there is still time, and you've got to take advantage of it. Don't give up, because I talk to some guys, and even us, it's been more difficult. And it's easy to throw the white flag and go, you know what? It's not working this year, Craig. But there's always going to be some that trickle last minute. And if you can salvage
Sure.
that, so look, let's say your goal is $1 million, and right now you're at 2, you're not hitting $1 million, but shit, 300,000, 400,000 is a hell of a lot better than 200,000 if you're at 200,000 right now. So the point of today's show is just make it happen. People are going through it. It ain't over. If you quit now, it only hurts you later.
Yeah. Change
There's
your
plenty
mindset.
of time.
Yeah. Figure out how to add value, add value, add value, add value. Did I say add value? So when John just said, hey, you might have to follow up 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Don't just ask. It sounds needy. It sounds desperate. Add value. Figure out how to create a blog post based on something that somebody published somewhere about their company, about the business problems they're having, about the supply chain, inflation rates, and the high interest, and whatever it is. Add value to
You
them
got
when
it.
you're
Yeah,
following up. How about a case study? Hey, another
and
company in your
urgency.
industry.
Yeah, urgency, case study. Hey, by the way, here's a group that made the decision last year, was similar to you, was uncertain. Then they made the decision. Here's where they ended up. 13%. Here's another thing that I want you guys all to understand. Obviously, we like to market. We haven't been marketing recently for simple reasons, but marketing has become difficult to get people to click on emails, to download stuff, all these different things. Why? Because they're overwhelmed. People don't want
Mhm.
to watch as many videos anymore. Okay. 13% of people in the country are salespeople. So you think they got people reaching out to them as business owners of 50, 100 life groups? Of course they do. Okay. But who quits? Who doesn't quit? Right? You know it in your own head when you're buying things and you bought from somebody that didn't give up and you just weren't ready to buy it when he initially contacted you, but he stayed consistent. And when you were ready, that was the guy in your email you looked for and said, I'm going to give it to this guy because if he follows up this well, he'll probably give me that much service. And what he's saying is probably true.
That's
Okay.
it.
Adds more confidence and certainty to this guy's legit. This guy's a pro.
He's not even working with me, and look at the amount of follow-up. Look at the amount of attention they're giving us, and they're not even our customer.
Yeah.
They're going to
You
make
gotta
that
get,
connection.
you gotta get scrappy here. This
You
is
could
the
even say
work.
that, by the way, guys and gals. Imagine how much we're going to take care of you when you become our client. If you think this is impressive, because they'll comment to you. Like, I mean, you guys are amazing. Well, just imagine when you're our client, how much we're going to take care of you. You can connect the dots and tell a story, paint a picture for them. They'll fill in the details, and hopefully it'll benefit you.
It's the
It beats the
final
way you're
stretch,
doing it
guys.
now.
We're giving any ideas here. We're throwing shit against the wall, seeing if something sticks for you. Ideas, thoughts. Some resonates with some of you, some others. I was watching Chris Voss yesterday on negotiations, and maybe it's a call and conversation. It's not, hey, does this make sense? Do you agree with this? Um, do you understand this will save you money? And you're getting him to say yes, and people don't want to commit to saying yes because they're afraid of what comes with it. And so what he would say is you're trying to get them to say yes, and then they're committing to other things, where they're always saying, get them to say yes, get them to say yes. Whereas you don't know their concerns. Maybe it's a yes, but they have concerns, but they don't want to share them. Well, he talked about, and maybe I'm paraphrasing, but this doesn't thinking about it right now with you, this just doesn't make sense for you? Is this a no for you? Right? Is this just a no for you? And you're saying to him, just you're getting him to tell you the truth, but you allow him to say that it's a no, a yes, but no here. He can address his concern. No, it's not a no. It's just this doesn't work for me. Whereas he may not release the one piece that doesn't work for him. So again, now he doesn't want to say a yes because he's not all in, but he doesn't want to
Yeah,
admit to a no because there's things that is a yes for him. It was very
it's a great.
interesting
That's a
YouTube video.
great technique, John. Is you just ask them in your own way, but it needs to basically say, "Is this a hard no for you?" I mean, after what we just talked about, and I explained it, and it appears to me like this would solve one, two, three, four of your challenges, your problems that you're having. But I'm curious, is this a hard no for you? And then as soon as you can get them to give, then you can probe deeper. It's the peeling of the onion, man. I mean, it's just the best analogy.
There's a
Every
holdup on.
sale is a freaking onion. You got to
I'm looking at a property to purchase, and it's like it's not a no, but it's a no because of this right now. Okay, it doesn't fit everything I need. So, am I jumping at it? No, I'm not jumping at it. I want X, Y, and Z, but it's missing one thing. Now, if he addressed that with me and helped me think through and say, well, that's a no. Well, the reality is if you want that, then you got to go here and then you lose that. Okay. And you can't have that and this piece anymore. And so maybe
yeah.
they can't get everything that they want. What I want right now is something and it's the location, it's the view, it's the interior, it's the size. This is my dream. This is my wish list, and I can't maybe get that wish list if I want to be in that location. Okay, right now because it's nothing available. And it's just they don't have it right, and so a building can only be so high in that area. So if I went higher, I got to go here. So the point of the story is he may think yes, but there's something that doesn't work for him. But the reality is you can't solve that. You're not going to get the all encompassing thing.
So here's an interesting point. Since you just said that, John, imagine just saying to the prospect, they say, well, that's not necessarily a hard no. I didn't like this, or I'm not sure, and this makes me nervous. I don't like this uncertainty, and I don't like the monthly variability. And so, what if you asked using John's story just there, and it's like, so what if we just settle on, we don't have to eat the whole elephant in one bite. What if we just take a bite and you work with us and let us audition for you and let us handle your this, and this, right? Don't change the medical, but let us handle the life STD, LTD. Let us handle the voluntary. Let us, and try to make a smaller sale under the story of let us audition for you and show you, and we'll create more certainty so that by next year you can take a harder, more meaningful look at the medical plan and our approach. What the heck? You got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is these. You'll get to the point before Thanksgiving where it's a final conversation and the pressure has to be on. You got to create urgency and reason to change. And so, again, you're going to use anything possible, whether it be a short-term consulting agreement, whether it's to take over the ancillary, whatever strategy you can come up with for a strong finish. But it is the final stretch here. So those that are not woken up, wake up and scrap it out because there's money on the table. You can have a quick turnaround or salvage what number you want to hit and didn't hit, right? It's not over here. So
Yeah, John, we got
that's
an
what
email
I,
today on a case, right? They say, hey, we sold yada yada case. Like, it's November 9th. Okay, cool. Let's go.
yeah, for you, that's real late. And for us, look, we've had cases, already that we closed out and all of a sudden it came about. Last year, we had ones December 10th. I had one. I had one that was sold in January 25th for a January 1st date. Right?
Ooh,
All of a sudden we get a call and it's like, a broker sold it. I'm like, wait, none of that stuff's good. Thank God it cleared medical review. But it ain't over until the fat lady sings. It ain't over till you give up is the
yeah.
story. That's the rally cap story is it's to bring the energy. Why does everybody do it? You remember, when do you remember this? In Little League, when you're a kid in baseball and you're down 8 runs, you need a rally, right? You get the energy, you flip your cats, everybody's jumping up and down. You get one hit and boom, the energy explodes. And then all of a sudden, 10, 12 runs.
Yeah.
That's why you'll see a team go up, even if they're not behind. They'll score 10, 12 runs in an inning. That's a rally. That's the
Yeah.
energy. So
But
it's
everybody's
not
mindset
that it
just
can't
shifts. It's like,
happen.
oh, we can do this.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
think your mic is out. Is your mic out or is that me?
No, I
No?
said,
Okay.
yeah, the mindset changes and everybody, all of a sudden we can do this. You said something, John, and made me think. I just got to add this before we end the show. So, you brokers out there, next year, when you get the early renewal on a small market reinsurance policy and you have the ability to bind that sucker before the October, November claims come in, you might want to strongly consider doing that because you have no freaking idea. Claims are unpredictable on this, sub 200 market.
It's not getting better. The renewal ain't getting better.
Oh my
That's the best
God.
you're going to
Next year you
see.
got Wegovy, Monjuro, and there was just another one approved today. That's $17,000 claim pops. I mean, it's only going one direction. So if you get a good offer, you need to interrupt your pattern. You need to be having the
You
ability
can't
to
do the
challenge the
traditional.
buyer and tell them, no, we don't need to shop the marketplace. We need to take this offer right now to cover our ass.
Yeah, you can't do your traditional cycle. Show sponsor Virtue Health. Check it out. but you can't do your traditional renewal cycle like fully insured, because the reality is it doesn't work the same way. If you get a deal, you take it before you take the win before anything changes. It's not getting
Exactly.
better. You're not trying to go under where you are. If you are, that's just that's a place you're not going to want to live, because you're going to train a client to think that way, because at some point you got to climb the ladder and pay the piper. So, um, yeah, that's it. Virtue Health. Check us out. Last minute opportunities, 50 plus, self funded. We got a great package bundle, long term solution here for a long term strategy. Check us out, virtualliance.com. Thanks to those doing business and send us in. It's been crazy, busy, crazier than ever. Shout out to the team working their butt off. And we're working. We're getting scrappy. We're working to the end. It's not even close to being over, in my opinion. It might be just getting started.
Mhm.
Heads Up Advisor, thanks for joining us. We will see you probably next week. Keep it going. Let us know you got some
Yeah.
wins. Let us know about losses. The more losses you get, the sooner you are to win. Keep swinging. Heads Up Advisor.
See you
Happy
next
selling,
week.
my friends.